This is the Draft Guys podcast with Peyton and Niko coming at you live with an Atlanta Falcons 3-round mock draft. You see the free agents on the screen. Pete, enlighten the fans, enlighten the viewers on what the Atlanta Falcons did this offseason.
Yeah, your number one target was to bring back Kyle Pitts this offseason, and you checked that box. So bringing him back was a very big deal. I think the biggest headline is pretty obviously the Tua signing, and it's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out. The Falcons have been incredibly unstable at the quarterback position, and that's going to continue this year. The best thing they can do is hopefully stabilize the team around them, and hopefully that's what we're going to do in the draft.
It's an unbelievable deal. 1 year, 1.3 million minimum. I mean, for another lefty familiar with the system, obviously they have Penix there. It's going to be super cool. They're going to have two picks in the first 3 rounds of this year's 2026 NFL draft, and we're going to take them here. Of course, they don't have their first round pick. They traded it to the Rams for the James Pierce deal. Did it pay dividends? He was a really good player, in and out of jail or something right now. We're not sure. He's at pick number 48 now because they don't have it. So we'll see what they can get here. And whoa, CJ Allen falling. Is that realistic in your mind?
It is. I think there's a very good chance that the teams like some of the value down the board at linebacker and they end up passing on them. I don't think the Falcons would be a fit for CJ Allen. I do think they'd end up going in a different direction. Man, this is an interesting board. Anthony Hill is also on the board, so that's a lot of guys. Lee Hunter's an interesting spot here for that interior, that defensive line. Let's
I do
shove it
have
out.
nose tackle on here as a
Yeah.
position of need with defensive end, linebacker, and a wide receiver. Three. We'll go look more in depth here. Um, yeah, okay. We see that with the defensive tackles. I like Gabe Backus here. More underrated, but they do. He's more of that outside linebacker, and they took two outside linebackers technically with Jalen Walker and James Pierce last year. CJ Allen, very interesting. He was teammates with Jalen Walker. Very interesting to see there. I don't know if they go corner again. Safety draw isn't the greatest. You got some receivers on the board, maybe.
Yeah,
Do you go
Bernard's
running back?
interesting here.
Yeah. Tell us about Bernard. Why do you think this would be a good fit?
Yeah, he's just kind of that floor raiser, a guy that we've talked about a lot, a player that we both like a lot. This is such an amazing range for him. This is a guy that if he went in the middle of the second round, it would be like, man, how are we going to let him slide to the middle of the second round? He is absolutely a better skill set than the 48th player overall. And if you have him complemented with Bijan, complemented with Drake London, complemented with Kyle Pitts, the unbelievable athletes that those three players are. Jeremy Bernard doesn't need to be an unbelievable athlete. He just needs to be a really good football player. And boy, is Jeremy Bernard a really good football player. So he would fit great into this offense. I think that might be the pick here.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in. Jeremy Bernard from Alabama going to the Falcons at 48. We'll go to their next pick at 79, and we'll see what they can do here with what is on the board. Okay, so still looking at those same needs here. Pregnon falling here is an interesting wrinkle. Got Romello Height. Got not the greatest draw for some guys later here. Yeah,
Malachi
not
Lawrence.
great at all. Malachi Lawrence, you like that pick?
Yeah, that feels like a good pick here as that outside linebacker for this team. The third round, that feels like a steal. Him and Romello Height, I would be happy with either one of those guys here.
Interesting. Let's throw a wrinkle in. We're gonna go Romello Height here.
Okay.
I call him a pinball man. He can just move around. He's really good outside. Film is a little out of control, but I think the Falcons can sit him as a rotational guy. He's going to be a third down NASCAR package type of guy. We're going to switch it up. Why not? We've done this a lot, but we're going to give Romello Height some love, and I think this is actually a really good fit spot for him. Pete, you look at the draft. Is this an exciting draft to you? How do you feel it turned out?
I mean, without a first round pick, it's going to be tough to catch a lot of headlines. I think if you're a Falcons fan, you should be happy with this. These are impacts you'll feel year one. Whatever happens on the James Pierce side of things, Romello Height will have an impact on your team. And Jeremy Bernard is going to be a player, two contract guy, easy. Like just an absolute no-brainer, will be on your team. And has a higher floor than probably half of the first round picks that are going to get drafted this year. I know he's going to be a good football player, and having that at 48 is a really good spot.
Really big fan of this mock draft with all of our mock drafts. We thank you guys so much for tuning in and stay tuned for more episodes.